Hello and welcome to the Eric and Mike podcast. I am Eric, that is Mike.
Hello.
And we are doing it live, well, at least recording it,
Yeah.
at the patio of Palace Pizza located here in downtown Lakeland. They are doing some construction. Did you know that this building that Palace Pizza is in actually used to be a theater?
It did?
Yeah.
Really?
Way back in the day, it was a theater. Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
So they're doing some renovations with it, so you may hear some construction going on. I think they're expanding and putting in another dining room.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, this outdoor area, I think this is the first time I've ever sat out here, and it is fantastic. And by the way, I see you just took a bite of your pizza, and we do have the camera on. I don't know if we're going to use that footage, but if we do, look at these bad boys. I mean, this is some amazing pizza at Palace in downtown Lakeland. I love this place. It's one of my very favorite pizza places.
It is very, very good, and it's so friendly, and they
they're
do so
awesome.
much for the community and everything. So,
I pictured this, especially this area. Like, I should get some footage of it just so we can show it on the video. But especially this area right here is doing like a, hey, we're gonna actually have this, promote it, get some people out, have all these tables full, and get a little speaker so everybody can hear, and record an episode right here, like just a lunch date, not like a full on like what we do at the live show.
Sure, yeah.
But just like, hey, come have lunch with us, have a slice of pizza at a great pizza place. And we'll all chat. We can get another microphone, pass it around, say, what do you got? What kind of pizza did you get? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I just picture it being a very cool thing that we could do.
That could be fun.
Not only here, but, at other places around downtown as well.
Sure. If you would like to reach out to us, it's simple. It's Eric and Mike podcast at gmail.com. Feel free to hit us up with any ideas, or, if you want to be on the show, you can be on the show.
And make sure that you follow us, please, on Instagram, Facebook. We are not on X, sorry. We're not on TikTok because Eric and I like our privacy somewhat.
True, yeah.
And but we are on YouTube. You can look for the Eric and Mike podcast on YouTube, and you can check out all the videos. We do have one video that is going slightly viral.
Excellent.
It's like pre-viral. I don't know if that's a thing or not. Oh my goodness! There goes the drill hammer. Holy moly! They are dropping it now.
So what's new?
Not a whole lot in my world. I'm trying to think of anything specific. I do know that you remember how you always hated talking about your swimming pool.
Yes.
Well, it is finally coming to fruition that it is a giant hole in the ground that we dump a bunch of money into.
Yes, sir.
Ours is fiberglass. Yeah, so it's not. It's it's basically a shell. They dug a hole out and they dropped it. They dropped it into this hole. It's a shell. And over time, it just become kind of dilapidated. And I'm talking about the actual surface of the shell, of the fiberglass shell. So I'm about to have to pay to get it drained and then repaint it and then fill it back up. And I don't know how much it's going to cost me at the end of the day, but it's not cheap just to drain it.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's not like super expensive. I think $250. To have it drained, but still $250 to take the water from there and put it out there. You know what I mean? So it's not exactly cheap, as you might say.
Wow.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know what the laws are. I'm sure what I'm thinking is totally illegal, and I would never do it if anybody of authority is listening.
Correct.
But there is a drain right next to our driveway. We're at a dead end, and there's a drain right next to our driveway.
Sure.
And I'm thinking if I just run a long hose and a sump pump, give it a couple of hours, I'll get rid of it, right?
16,000 gallons in an hour?
Yeah, well, however long. What is it, 2 gallons a minute or something like that is a pressure washer? So, yeah, it'll take a few minutes, but I could do it for free is what I'm saying.
Here's an idea. Why don't you offer to sell your water to somebody that needs it?
Oh, how would I go about doing that?
I don't know.
If I had a giant 16,000 gallon tank, maybe I could just pump it into the tank and then take it over to their house and then
Yeah, right.
But I don't think that it works that way.
They have to worry about getting it.
Oh, they have to come pick it up?
Sure. Put it
pick up, no delivery. Yeah,
no
pick
delivery.
up only.
Put it on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh my
that you've
God.
got 16,000 gallons of chlorinated water, and just charge a penny a gallon.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if that would work, that would be great.
Yeah, with at least 100-gallon minimum.
I wonder. No, I would say it's all or none. I'm not going to let you come siphon some out into a 5-gallon gas tank or something. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. But if it would work, I would totally be down.
Sure. Yeah.
You come get it, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Right. Yeah, I think
It's a possibility anyway.
I think it absolutely works.
In recent news, did you see that Katy Perry is now an astronaut?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see. Yeah. Katy Perry is now apparently an astronaut.
Right. And all those women that have studied and have master's degrees and are over at NASA going, wow, that's all it took? Wow.
You have always said that, it's usually you're going, this is so ridiculous or this is so stupid. I don't understand why people care. And then I was always going, no, this is great. It's fun. You should enjoy it. Like, just, be cool,
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you on this one. This is the dumbest thing in the world. Like, there were, 6 women, something like that went up with her?
Right.
And some of them were, like, award winners and scientists and whatnot, or, had written books that actually might have, helped influence the course of society. And instead, everybody was focused on Katy Perry.
Yeah.
And what did she do? Like, she, sang What a Wonderful World or something like that. Did you see her come down? Did you see any of the footage at all, the news footage?
No.
Okay.
I kind of protested.
Did you?
Yeah.
So I know that when she went up there, she had somehow smuggled a flower on or something like that, and then she took a picture with the flower, like, look at me, I'm in space with a flower. And then when they came down, she was, I believe, the first one off, and she got out and got down on her knees and kissed the ground.
Of course.
Yeah. And then went on to say in her post-flight interview or whatever, how it just made her heart overwhelmed with love, and we should all have love. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shut your pie hole, Katie. I mean,
so stupid. And here's the thing: I actually like Katy Perry. I think she's absolutely gorgeous, but she's very talented, great singer, puts on a hell of a show. But I just didn't understand why everybody was so. I even saw one interview where they interviewed one of the ladies, one of the other ladies on the flight, and the first thing that they asked her wasn't how did it make you feel? What are your thoughts upon returning? Nothing like that. It was, what did Katy Perry do while you were up there? Jeez. Like, how insulting is that?
She sang Firework.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It was a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
And for those of us that actually do like space, I mean, they don't even reach a speed great enough to orbit the Earth. It literally, they do an arc. They go up, I think they're 10 miles up, maybe a little higher.
I thought that they just shot up and came straight back down.
They do. Yeah, they go up, they're up there for a few minutes, and then they come back down. It's a 10-minute flight. Come on. I was more impressed that William Shatner went, honestly.
Well, that's
at
because
90-some plus years
yeah,
old.
that's because he, because of who he is and his he played an astronaut on television for so many years. So it was kind of like the irony almost, or the, what do you call it, coolness, I guess, of being able to put him up there.
Right.
That's why that was so neat. But I remember when I met William Shatner and got to do the Q&A with him, he told that story. And his favorite thing, the funniest part of that story was, you want me to go second? Second? And he did it in classic William Shatner delivery, because he didn't get to go on the first one. He got a second? You want me to go second? Yeah. Oh, man. It was pretty funny.
That's beautiful.
I don't know if I would ever even want to do that.
I wouldn't.
I don't know if
Not
it would
that.
be. I don't think it would be worth the risk.
Exactly.
It's the world's worst roller coaster because there is no safety switch. There is no it got stuck halfway up. That sucks. But at least they're coming up to grab you. Not in this situation. If something goes bad, you're screwed.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. It's like I don't know. It would be a hell of a ride, I think. but it would not be something that I would willingly give money to do. I don't even know if somebody paid for me to do it. I would do it.
I would go NASA or something like that. I don't even know that I'd go SpaceX, but I definitely.
Well, that's
NASA.
Jeff Bezos, isn't it?
Say SpaceX?
No. Jeff Bezos is who did the Katy Perry thing.
Yes.
He went up in his giant wiener-shaped rocket.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that, and then SpaceX is Elon, and then you have NASA.
Right. And then, but SpaceX doesn't do a commercial flight yet. Mm-mm. Bezos is the first one.
Right.
What is his company called? Do you remember at all? I couldn't tell you to save my life. I have no idea.
Offhand, I can't think of it.
It's like it's Blue Horizon.
Okay.
Holy moly! How did I remember that? How did that come to me? Yeah, I think it's called Blue Horizon. Is Bezos' space company, and I don't know, man. The commercial flights to space. It seems like I mean, I'm sure everybody thought the same thing whenever commercial airlines became available, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "No way, I'm doing that. I ain't going up 30,000 feet in the air and traveling all the way to Los Angeles from New York." I'm sure that was kind of their same mentality whenever that first came. But now it's just commonplace. You do it every day. I think I would want to give it that 50, 60, 70 years of flights before I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it now.
Blue Origin.
Blue Origin, that's
the name
it.
of it. Yeah. So now, Katy Perry going up there. I know they did it. It was all, of course, publicity to try to get little girls involved.
Oh,
get
yeah.
the press involved.
Ooh, hit the microphone there.
But you know, those taxpayers, in other words, you and me, we could care less that it was Katy Perry. So,
I don't know if I would care if it was anybody.
well, that's a good point, sir. Very good point.
I mean, what do I care? That they got to go up there and float around for 2 or 3 minutes.
You could go on the Vomit Comet and do that.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of which, I don't know if you know this or not, when Tom Hanks did Apollo 13,
Yeah.
Ron Howard actually got permission. NASA worked really hand in hand with them on that movie.
Oh, you mean the actual Vomit Comet, the
plane.
airplane that will
Yes.
teach you how to be weightless or whatever.
Right. Ron Howard got NASA to agree to let them use that actual airplane, and they built sets in that airplane. So as they were kind of doing the Apollo 13 stuff, they had to they experienced it. That was not CGI.
I saw a documentary or maybe it was a clip on YouTube of the documentary where they talked about that, and they had built this set, and it was going to be actual weightless footage or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they would have whatever time it is, like 30 seconds to get the take.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you had to reset, you had to wait for that plane to go do its turn around and go back up or whatever.
Yep.
And do it again. So they tried to get it all in one take. And I think they succeeded in most of them, but there were times that they had to go back and do it again. And I can only imagine how grueling that must have been.
And the money that was spent to
Yeah.
get that.
And I mean, you think about that, and then other movies like, what is that one that has Ed Harris in it? The Abyss. Have you ever seen The Abyss?
Sounds familiar.
It's where the aliens are at the bottom of the ocean.
Okay. All right.
And the water comes up and talks to the lead actress.
Oh,
I can't.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, in that movie, there is a scene where she almost dies, right? And they're trying to get from one pocket of air to another. They have to get her there now, and they're running across the ocean floor in these big, basically spacesuits.
Right.
And they get her over there. They get her out. She's gone. They're doing CPR, and Ed Harris is her husband. So he's, it's a very powerful scene. Mm-hmm. It's a really good movie, very powerful scene. And according to the documentary that I saw anyway, he's pounding her chest. He's doing all this stuff. He's losing his mind. She finally does the part where she comes out of it or whatever.
Right.
Tons of emotion. Everybody's intense. And they go, cut. And they go to run, what do they call it? They cut and can it or whatever.
Print, yeah.
Cut and print, yes. They go to the print, and the guy goes, I forgot to put video or tape. He didn't have film in his camera.
God bless. fiberglass.
Yeah. Ed Harris apparently lost his shit on that camera.
I can imagine.
Yeah, because that they're doing like you were talking about the Apollo 13 scenes. They're up in this plane. If somebody screws up, and you got to do it again because that one person screwed up, that's pretty irritating.
Sure. Yeah.
But then you're dealing the same situation, only now it's water, and you have this powerful scene, and some dumbass didn't put the film in the camera. You know what I mean? Oh man, I can only imagine how pissed I would be.
And those tanks that they're doing all that stuff in is not a it's not a bathtub,
right?
It's cold and it's very high on the suck scale.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's like the size of the Shamu, killer whale aquariums that you would see.
Yeah.
So you're doing all this filming and stuff down underwater. It's legitimately very dangerous.
Right.
And they didn't put film in the camera.
Speaking of realism, you probably know this. For Top Gun Maverick, those are actual scenes of the pilots. If you haven't heard this, they contracted the Air Force, Navy. I think
Navy, yeah.
And they used real jet fighters, and they were really throwing the actors around.
Right.
So every time you heard them go, oof, 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 it was real.
Yeah.
And that's what makes that movie just
so awesome.
Out. It is better than the original,
in
my
is.
opinion.
I will 100% agree. I think since we last got together, Val Kilmer passed, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and that was kind of heartbreaking. Not that I knew him very well, but just seeing all the documentaries, he is definitely in a lot of the movies that I really love. I just watched Heat again the other day.
Yeah.
God, so good.
Did you watch Batman?
Batman, no. He's also in a lot of movies that suck. But obviously Tombstone.
Sure.
And then Top Gun Maverick, and that scene with him. I don't know for a fact, but I'm sure that's one of, if not the last scene he ever did on camera.
Yeah.
And even in the movie, they let him do his own voice. He only had that one line, but they let him do his own voice because he wanted to, and that was it was sad.
Yeah,
because it was art imitating life in that instance where he really was going through that.
Yeah,
and it was pretty crazy. But I saw a big long post actually about Val Kilmer and his dedication to the role of Iceman in the original one, and I guess he was not a prick, but he was very he was purposefully douchey. Even when the cameras weren't rolling. You know what I mean? He just kept that cocky attitude and really kind of stayed away from the rest of the cast because he was just too cool for them.
Right.
He just had that attitude. And that's I just think that's super cool. You know what I mean?
For me, and you may argue with me, but that scene with Val Kilmer is the best acting I've ever seen Tom Cruise do.
Oh, yeah. He was great in that scene.
Because Reacher and Mission Impossible and all
same
the other
character.
Yeah. Kind of the same character and what have you. But he really, and I'm sure a lot of emotions were going through him as he was talking to Val. But in fact,
I think he is the one who insisted on having Val come back and do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, yeah.
But it was just so raw and real. I just thought he did an amazing job with that.
Yeah.
I just think that's one of the best scenes ever.
The problem is that Tom Cruise, he started doing all of these missions and Mission Impossible type movies, right?
Yeah.
And now that's kind of what he's mostly known for. But if you go back to the 80s, like your Risky Business,
sure,
even Top Gun, the first Top Gun, what was the other one I was just thinking? Oh, the first movie I think was his breakout role is a movie called Legend. And it was a fantasy film, and Tim Curry played the devil in it. And Jennifer, oh man, I can't remember her last name. But one of the Jennifers, one of the many very smoking hot Jennifers in Hollywood, played the girlfriend, and he was great in that. He back in the day used to have these great characters, and he would play these characters. Now it's all, Jack Reacher or whatever, the guy from Mission Impossible and whatnot.
Yeah,
so you just forget that, oh, yeah, he is a good actor until you see a scene like that.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The Pope died.
Oh, that's right. Man, we're just talking about a bunch of deaths right now.
Welcome to the Eric and Mike Morgue Report. But the Pope died, and you're familiar with... Now, on a serious note, I enjoy watching the pomp and circumstances
Right.
around electing a new pope.
Of course, yeah,
and
yeah.
what they go through, and I enjoy the history, and I enjoy learning and reading about that. But I also have, like you, Michael, a pretty sick sense of humor. And I stumbled upon this story, and I'm going to read it.
All right.
And I hope you don't do a spit take. It is from The Onion,
Oh, boy.
written hours after he passed.
Okay.
I'm quoting The Onion.
Just remember, this is not
Right.
Eric's words. Yeah, okay.
Saying he couldn't help but think "I told you so" in the wake of Bishop of Rome's death, Cardinal Giuseppe Bertoli of Florence confirmed Monday that he was feeling pretty vindicated after having spent all of Easter dinner telling Pope Francis to ease off the butter. Yesterday, I kept telling him, "Your Holiness, you can hardly see your mashed potatoes underneath all that butter that you're putting on them." But he refused to listen and looked where it got him,
Oh, my gosh.
said Bertoli, explaining that he repeatedly warned the Supreme Pontiff that he needed to watch his saturated fat intake because he wasn't 65 anymore.
You ain't 65 anymore, buddy. Oh, my God.
I don't like being right, but I did explicitly tell him that peas stop being healthy when you insist on eating a pat of butter with every spoonful. He probably went through a stick and a half on dinner rolls alone. The salted kind, too. It made me gag. He kept saying that he needed all that butter to give his body energy to recover from his pneumonia. But now we can see how that didn't turn out very well. The way that he was wolfing that stuff down, it almost seemed like he wanted to go. Bertoli added that Francis really should have known better, having watched Pope Benedict XVI pass away in 2022 after hosing 4 buckets of heavily buttered popcorn over a movie.
I love The Onion.
I read that and I just chuckled like you wouldn't believe. I thought it was great.
Oh, man. I have a friend who has a bishop's costume from, I think it's now 2 Valentines ago. We did a roast of the roast of Valentine's Day.
Sure, yeah.
And he bought a bishop costume so that he could be Saint Valentine. And he already told me he's doing videos right now.
Of him going to the conclave.
Yeah, I guess him just being there. I don't know what his ideas are. He's just like, I'm so glad that I bought this, a year and a half, 2 years ago, whatever it was, because now I've got a use for it again. He's going to start doing videos and putting them out on social media of him in a bishop's costume doing God knows what. I don't know. But it's all blasphemous, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can pretty much guarantee that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know if when we were on the radio, we never got religious.
Right.
But I will now that we're on a podcast.
Sure.
I personally think God himself has a great sense of humor.
I certainly hope so.
And people that get offended and get upset that we say something, the greatest form of flattery is imitation, and I think also picking on somebody. And
yeah,
I want to believe that he's just kicking back and laughing and say, "Oh, that's pretty funny."
I think it would be great as a last request, or what do they call it, final requests or whatever, last wishes, to have a roast. Have me in the casket open and have a celebrity roast of Mike Lee while I'm
your wake.
Yeah, like at my wake. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
It'd be awesome.
I'll put that down. I'll take care of that for you. If you don't lay off the butter.
I know. And the ranch dressing that I'm dipping all of this pizza into.
By the way, if you are just joining us, we are here at Palace Pizza in downtown Lakeland on the patio. Now, we do have a live show coming up. Is that right?
Yes. A live show is happening on May 1st. It's a Thursday night, 8 o'clock. It is, again, free to come. We are accepting donations for Eric and Mike Save the World, obviously, so that we can put something together with that as well. But you do not have to donate anything. Just come and hang out and have a good time. We'll have some prizes, giveaways, the whole 9.
Sure.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. And that'll be at Laugh Out Lounge, located in downtown Winter Haven. Love for you to be a part of it. You can find the link. Well, just put Laugh Out Lounge in your search engine, and you'll be able to get right there and get tickets to it. So it'll be fun.
And I really think that we should start doing more lunch date podcasts.
Sure.
The lunch date episode, whatever it may be. It doesn't have to happen every week, but once a month or whatever. I don't know. And I'm gonna start calling around and saying, look, this is what we want to do. And see who we can get free lunch out of. Who would be willing to have us.
Well, we need to get a hold of Uncle Nick's.
Yes, Uncle Nick's needs to happen. I don't know why we didn't think of that in the first place.
Right.
Hello. We should go right there. They're going to let us do it. So
sure, that'll be fun.
Yeah, and then we'll have everybody come out for one. Just hang out and have lunch with us.
Yeah,
yeah,
that could be good. Or we could even do a Saturday one and do a breakfast.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Mm-hmm. I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
Get up and do a breakfast brunch type time.
Sure.
9:30, 10 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get Sammy on the horn. Let's get it going.
Let's go, baby. You got anything else you want to talk about today, or is the lunch pretty much over?
Well, I did. Remember, I had my computer issue.
Oh yes. Did you get a Mac?
I did not.
What the?
But once I tell you what happened, you will understand.
Okay.
I was given a laptop.
Oh, you were?
Yes.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, a buddy of mine said that he was he was updating his.
Okay.
And he had a PC Mac or PC laptop, Lenovo.
Yeah.
And he said, I'll clean it out and I'll give it to you. And I was
wow.
like, well, thank you very much, sir.
Well, that's free, so can't argue with that.
So
I understand that.
I took that. But I did investigate PCs versus the Macs, and I was leaning towards a Mac.
Yeah. I never got back to you on which one to buy, but I totally could have in a matter of about 5 minutes if you had reminded me. Sorry.
Yeah, if I had gone down that and I decided I was going to do that, I was definitely going to reach out. But
you can get them fairly cheap now.
Yes, you can.
The Macs. You can get, if you get them refurbished, you can get them for less than $1,000 usually.
Yes.
And if you just go with a MacBook Air, which was what I would have suggested anyway, I think they start at $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
And then those are really powerful compared to what I was introduced to the world of Mac with.
Yeah.
Those things are like supercomputers compared to what I used to have. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The technology's gotten so good that for the same money, for half the money that I spent on that very first Mac PowerBook Pro or whatever that I bought, I think I paid $3,000 for that thing.
Oof.
And it lasted forever. I had it for 10 years, never had any problems.
Right.
But now you can get the same computer, probably more processing power, more storage.
Yeah.
For less than half of that.
Well, that's funny. When I picked this up from my friend and I took it home and I started to install everything and whatnot. I thought to myself, wow, this laptop, which is the size of a portfolio or a small little 15, it's only got a 15-inch screen and everything, has more power than all of the space shuttles put together.
Yeah.
You just wrap your head around that your phone has more computing program and power than the
one that landed on the moon.
Yeah, the Apollo 11 that went to the moon. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. The technology has gotten stupid, and it all on a chip about the size of your pinky now.
Sure.
Right.
And the AI has gotten ridiculous. And
oh, dude, I'm loving the AI. I'm loving it now.
Yeah.
Like, I was going back and doing edits of our podcast, the last live show, and you were talking about how AI scares you because anybody can do anything and put your voice to anything or whatever.
Yeah.
And I get that side of it for sure. But when you need something and you just real quick, hey Siri, or whatever, please don't. Okay, yeah. Or if you Google search it, and it comes up with the AI overview or any of that sort. Oh, God, it did it to your phone. That's weird.
My phone,
you know what I'm talking about? That stuff is so awesome. It's so quick and easy. I did it. In fact, I used it this morning looking for what type of owls are native to Texas because I got a friend who lives there, and he sent me a photo of a very large owl in his backyard, and I was like, that's awesome. And he goes, not really, because I think he's on the prowl. And then he showed me a picture of his dog, who's this little teacup, poodle. It's about 5 pounds.
Right.
And he was like, I think it's on the prowl looking for food. And I was like, oh boy, well, let me do some research. And all I did was what owls are native to Texas. Figured out by looking at the images which one it was. Do barred, and they're called barred, B-A-R-R-E-D.
Okay.
Barred owls, are they known for eating pets? Sure enough, they're known for eating pets, especially any pets that are under 10 to 12 pounds, that little dog is only 5 pounds. So I was like, keep that dog inside until that owl decided to move elsewhere.
Well, I will admit that in this new position that I've got, I use Chat GPT
to create posts.
Not create posts, but at least give me to get the creative juices going.
Agreed. I do that as well.
We are planning a photo scavenger hunt here in downtown, and I wanted, you sit and you kind of brainstorm and you come up with a few ideas, but I had a goal of creating 100 different clues.
Okay.
And I was around, 65, 67.
Oh my, that's a lot.
And I then went to a Chat GPT and I said, I need a creative way or creative ideas for a photo scavenger hunt in downtown Lakeland. I got that specific. Boom, here comes 25.
Wow.
And I was just, this is great. Copy and print, copy and paste, So that was really, really cool.
When does the scavenger hunt start?
I'm still working on it. That's
Gotcha.
my project. I've got to get it all lined up, and then we'll get a sponsor for it. And
That'd be cool.
We'll do it downtown here.
Yeah, I've always thought that those kind of things are cool. There's a thing going on. There's a radio station in Orlando right now, actually, that's doing one of those. We'll give you one clue a week.
Yeah.
And then eventually you find it, and of course it's it's a prize hidden somewhere underneath a sign in some park or whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's got all kinds of stuff in it. But listening to the show, at least, it sounds really cool, and the interaction they're having with their listeners, I'm like, man, this would have been a great idea while we were doing our morning show. Why did we never do that? And then I remembered our promotions department was one person, and our sales department was what it was.
One person.
Yeah, basically one person.
Right.
That actually could move without assistance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd understand, sir.
Yeah.
Our NDA is over. We can say what we
Yeah,
want.
exactly. I mean, who cares? At this point, who cares? It's not like they're going to bring us back.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I like that idea. And, yes, I use AI all the time for God knows what. Like, I mean, if it's searching for stuff, if you're going to create a post and you have an event, let's say you already have an event. Let's say you have your photo scavenger hunt scheduled, right?
Right.
And you've got an event created on Eventbrite. You're selling tickets for it, whatever. You can take that link, throw it into Chat GPT, and say, create me 3 exciting or influential or attention-grabbing social media posts using the information about the event found at this link, and then give it the link. It'll read that page, and it'll come back with all kind. I mean, we're talking all of the details. When it starts, how much the tickets are, the dress of the place, and it'll give you like 3 different versions of here with emojis and everything. And it'll say, use this, and then you just copy and paste and put it into your social media platform. And
You sound like a genius.
I mean, now I've done it so many times that I've almost got its wording figured out, like what its flow and what its speech is. So sometimes that takes a while, just the process of going through all that. So sometimes I'm just like, I only need 2 sentences. I know what it's supposed to. Come down to this exciting event you don't want to miss, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I'll do it myself. But, yeah, it's definitely helpful whenever your creative juices aren't flowing, for sure. For sure.
Yes, sir. Well, listen, I think we need to
We gotta. We
pull
have
this to an end, pull this into the station, as it were.
Let's see if I can do this. Hey, look at that. I've got it.
All right, kids, we're out of here. Thanks so much for being part of our little podcast experiment. We really appreciate it. Also, big thanks to Palace Pizza here in downtown Lakeland for allowing us to set things up, set up shop here in the back. We appreciate it. Don't forget, live show coming up on May 1. You can get all the details at Laugh Out Lounge. Is it laughoutlounge.com?
No, it's winterhavenlol.com.
Thank you very much.
But I do have Laugh Out Lounge WH also redirects to it. So whatever.
So, find it.
Yeah,
Get tickets.
Just search for Laugh Out Lounge. You'll find us.
Have a good one. We'll see you next time.
Is that it?
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, that's it. Just like the good old days.
Sure.
I'm waiting for some
Here's your
specific cue that just never goes. Please check out winterhavenlol.com and make plans. Let us know what you think about doing a lunch date episode. I really think it's going to be a lot of fun.
That could be cool.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk to you next time. Adios.